Yeah, hello and welcome to another update video about Algorand. Just want to show you here the chart and what could be happening for Algorand. Algorand is here, as you can see where my mouse is. Did move up here back in August throughout 2021 into September to new all-time highs. It typically, I think, moves very similar to Cardano. It moves a little bit later than Cardano. I think it did pump a little bit later last summer. So we need to keep an eye on it. I think it's not yet necessarily due a breakout, but I'm quite certain a breakout will come. To be fair, it's moving fairly similar to last time, right? So it's something you should have on the radar if you're interested in Algorand, because I guess at the moment now we might not actually see much lower prices, okay? And there could be a breakout then at any point. Might not be now, might not be next week, but maybe in a couple of weeks or so we can see here some movement. And the reason I say that is if we look at the pattern, I did say throughout my previous analysis for Algorand that we can actually see here the previous pattern that was from 2021, where you also saw a move to the upside, you saw a correction, you saw here a wave 5, an A, B, C, and you can see how that C wave, or that generally that A, B, C played out. Very similar to what we did this time here since September. So you came down in a wave A, go up in a B, and now coming down in a C. And you can see how really these two kinds of waves, I mean, you just need to draw it, just need to follow it. It looks so similar. Yeah, and just here as well. Come up and then you do exactly these same moves. And now you are basically doing the same thing down here, where you saw the low. You can see that wave C here back in July 21, back to 70 cents roughly, 67. And then you started your move up and you started to slowly creep up, right? And then as soon as you broke the 200-day moving average, that is when it really kicked off. Yeah, I remember when I talked about it last summer that I said here around $1 that there will be a breakout very soon. And there you go, there it was. And since then, I think Algorand has a lot of fans on this channel. If you miss to take profits, I think we're going to see that very soon again. Algorand as well came down here in this wave C. Yes, this time the 200-day moving average is quite far away. It's at 150. The 20-day moving average is at 125. But very importantly, Algorand also here hit the target area. It did come down into the area between the 0.887 and the 0.682 fib level. That is the area where I did expect Algorand to go, like so many other cryptos, and especially this area here between 0.887 and 0.786 is so relevant. That is the area where most altcoins have found support in the current move down, yeah. And this is really the level where I would say, Algorand has done what it needs to do in the correction, and at any point we could see a breakout here. Yeah, at any point. It happened last time as well, really without pre-warning. Yes, I talked about it before it happened, but this was only by looking at patterns, what happened the time before, and also by looking at the 200-day moving average. Yeah, that was broken back then. Now, to be fair, we're only at $1. The 150 level where the 200-day moving average is still far away, but the breakout could happen at different points. It could happen when we break above the 0.786 fib level at $1.08. It could happen when we break above, you can see this ascending trend line coming up here in white. When that is happen, it could break out. When it breaks above the 50-day moving average at 128. Yeah, so it's just something to be aware of. I think Algorand has completed the correction. It could come down once more. Yes, it could even come down to this 70 cent level again. But in the grand scheme of things, looking at where we come from and the potential for the next wave up, I think Algorand has only limited possibilities to fall here. I think 70 cent will be a major support. I could imagine us seeing the 70 cent level if Bitcoin drops once more, as I would primarily expect it. And then I also would primarily expect Algorand to drop once more. But as I said, the downward potential here is limited, especially compared to where we come from. And the correction, basically, the need for what it needed to do is done, okay? So from here then, what it could do is basically pump at any point. So anybody who doesn't have Algorand, and this is no financial advice, but just needs to ask themselves, how long do I want to wait, or do I want to get a foot in the door here? It's up to you, of course, but I'm just saying I think that we're not far off. However, what we need to see is here this descending trend line. That's a little bit away as well. So maybe we just have to wait until we break this descending trend line. So last time we broke that descending trend line, you can see it here. That's when the uptrend started. Okay, you had a very similar descending trend line there as well. You've got one here as well. Now, if we just move along here, depending on how fast we go, how high, but that trend line possibly won't be reached until, yeah, maybe March, you know. But maybe we don't need to reach it before the breakout happens. But these are the levels I watch: a 20-day moving average, the 50-day moving average, and here that descending trend line. Very important. Yeah. Message here very important as well. Algorand did come into the target area, yeah, that we did define, and in this target area it found support. You can see that here at 85 cents basically found support, or at 89, sorry, did find support, dropped briefly below it, but found support and is now starting to move higher. Nothing too convincing yet, okay. But then again, if you compare it to what it did last time, it is doing very similar things, yeah. And if we compare it to last time, you can see maybe, you know, maybe this move that we saw down here to the wave C, maybe that was only that move here. But that happened in May 21. And then you have another lower high. You get basically a double bottom, and then maybe you make another lower high, and you basically form this triple bottom. So that I could imagine we might be doing that if we basically mirror that pattern. Right, that is my view here on Algorand. I think the potential for further price increases for Algorand in the next wave up could take Algorand all the way, well, above $3.72, the 1.618 Fib level, and again, maybe higher. Maybe it could take us all the way to the 200% level, 450, or even more likely, I think. Even more likely, because what we see here, in my view, was a 1-2, 1-2, so basically an extended wave. It could take us to 561. So that's currently my view here on Algorand. Breakout could happen shortly, yeah, so bear that in mind. Hope you liked the update about Algorand. If you did, please smash the like button and subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.